program 99% of the time. Today's terrific staff member is Mr. Nicolosi. Let's check it out.
We all love Mr. Nicolosi around Heights, and especially in Eagle News. Now let's go visit our new weather segment.
Oh, don't do that.
Oh yeah, I totally would have read that.
Don't wait,
I'll
don't
just
read that
like,
either.
And then we have to skip that part too.
Yeah.
Okay, just say, and now our award-winning segment called Earth Week.
I mean, you could always cut it out and put the new teleprompter in.
The Friday Show!
The Friday Show! Welcome to the Friday Show!
Hi Eagles, welcome to the Friday Show.
Good morning, Eagles, and welcome back to episode 44 of Eagle News. Today is Friday, November 8th, and today is National Cappuccino Day. Head on over to Starbucks and buy Mr. Meta and yourself a grand non-fat toffee nut misto. My name is Mara.
And my name is Channing.
Did you know that a misto is 1/2 coffee and 1/2 steamed milk and $2 less than a latte?
That extra $2 gets you espresso instead of the coffee.
I love my coffee in the morning, right girls?
Yeah.
All right.
In from 20,000 people at Columbus Crew Stadium, the U.S. women's soccer team defeated Sweden in a friendly match, winning 3-2.
Get a jump on some gift shopping during Clintonville's holiday show and sale. Check out the work of over 50 local artists over the weekend at the Whetstone Community Center.
Our first segment for today's show is Word of the Week. Today's word is a good one. Check out the Word of the Week here at Eagle News. Let's roll the video.
Hi, it's Stella. Welcome to this week's segment of Word of the Week. This week's word is obstreperous.
The part of speech for obstreperous is an adjective. The origin comes from Latin and it's from the 17th century.
Word means rowdy, rambunctious, and noisy. It also means stubborn, uncooperative, or difficult to control.
So what is this?
There are two examples of obstreperous. The first example is, school recess is full of obstreperous children running out their energy before settling back in class. Another example is, the obstreperous bulldog was in need of obedience classes because he wouldn't pay attention to anyone.
Thanks for watching, Eagles. I hope you use the word obstreperous during your day. I'm Sophie with Eagle News. See you soon.
Wow, that was an amazing word. Remember to use this word with Mrs. Ray today.
For headlines today, we only have one announcement, which is that 7th graders have locker clean-out day. Other than that, study hard, Eagles.
Our next video today is our spotlight video, and it comes from Emily Traphagen Park, a preservation park, right here in Delaware County. This park opened up in 2003. Let's check out one of our glorious parks. Roll it.
Hey Eagles, today we're going to teach you more about Emily Traphagen Park and all that they do. Eagle News is a UA here at Hyatt's that the 8th graders can take to create videos that will broadcast on our daily newscast. Our Twitter is at Hyatt's Eagle News, and our Instagram is at OHMS Eagle News. Make sure to follow us and stay updated on all that is happening around the school. Now to the video.
Emily Traphagen Park is located on 5094 Seldom Seen Road in Powell. This beautiful park is open from 8 a.m. to 9 p.m. Starting November 1st, their winter hours will come into effect. This means the park will close at 7 p.m.
The park is 72 acres and has a proximity to the Scioto River. You can see many animals while hiking the trails. Emily Traffican Park attracts mallards, kingfishers, wood ducks, and great blue herons. These are such cool animals to see in person. Sometimes during the spring, you'll see white-tailed deer. They have 3 trails here, each and every so pretty and different from the other.
The first trail is Whitetail Loop Trail. It takes around 20 minutes to hike, and there is very little change in elevation. This is a 0.6 mile gravel trail surrounded by many old trees. While on this trail, be on the lookout for a red-tailed hawk's nest, white-tailed deer, and barred owls. On our next trail, the Pond Overlook branches off of this trail. The Pond Overlook Trail is a 0.1 mile gravel trail that will take about 5 minutes to hike. There is a huge pond that usually has wood ducks. The last trail is the Meadow Trail. It is a grass trail that is half a mile long. It will take about 20 minutes to hike, and there is a little elevation change. Leashed pets are allowed on all 3 trails. This crosses the dam that forms the park pond and then loops through an old farm field.
They have one shelter that can hold 30 people, but you have to reserve it ahead of time. Many people have birthday parties and family reunions. Emily Traffican Park doesn't only have awesome trails, they have many events going on at their park. They have different themed events throughout the year, located all on the Delaware County parks. On their website, they have a calendar, so go check that out. You can find their website by Googling Emily Traffican Park and then clicking the link.
Thank you guys so much for watching. Stay tuned every morning to watch more awesome videos created by 8th graders here at Hyatt's. Remember to follow us on Instagram at OHMS Eagle News and on Twitter at Hyatt's Eagle News. Have you ever been to this park? Well, if not, we hope you visit soon to take a hike around one of the trails, or maybe even go to one of the events. Remember, all of the events are on their website. Eagle News is a really fun class, 7th graders, so you should take it next year.
I hope you have a great day. Bye, Eagles!
Welcome back, everybody. It's Mr. Meta again. Classic Mr. Meta from a couple years ago. I haven't been in a newscast all year. Anyways, we've learned from our studio audience that it's a grande misto, not a grand misto at Starbucks. I thought you girls all went to Starbucks all the time. So what is it again?
Grande misto.
Grande misto. Thank you.
They put grand, so.
I know that. I think I did that. I think I wrote that wrong. So.
Well,
still your fault, everybody. All right, back to the news.
Okay. Thanks for that wonderful story about a fun community park called Emily Traffican Park. This will be a great place to go for an adventure this weekend before the winter season starts. Now for trivia. Today's trivia, send your answers to Mr. Meta. We will find out the correct answers and winners at the end of the show. Here's today's question. Name the person you feel most guilty lying to. Again, name the person you feel most guilty lying to.
Get your answers to Mr. Meta now. We will announce the winners at the end of the show.
Now let's go to the Eagle News This Day in History studio with Emma to tell all about us what happened on this day.
Thank you, Mara. On this day in 1895, physicist Willem Conrad Roentgen became the first person to observe X-rays in 1994 for the first time. In 40 years, the Republican Party wins control over both the U.S. House of Representatives and the Senate in midterm congressional elections. In 1960, John F. Kennedy becomes the youngest man ever to be elected President of the United States, narrowly beating Republican Vice President Richard Nixon in 1864. President Abraham Lincoln wins second term as President of the United States. Now let's head back to Channing and Mara of this week's episode of Precious Pets.
Thanks, Emma, for that very interesting day in history. Here's the next episode of Precious Pets. We love all the pets here at Hyatt's community.
Reporting for Eagle News, and welcome back to another episode of Precious Pets. Our first pet for the show is Mrs. Kern, a 7th grade teacher here at Hyatt's, has a dog named Marty. He is a mixed breed that they rescued. He is 9 years old and he thinks he's a human. He loves sleeping and cuddling in blankets, but he does not like strangers. Miss Harvey, another 7th grade teacher here at Hyatt's, has 2 cats. Josie Lynn, who is striped and 3 years old. Chase Leroy, who is orange and 12 years old. They are her furry children and spoiled rotten. Miss Coons, another 7th grade teacher here at Hyatt's, has a dog named Maverick. He loves to be wherever they are. He loves people's laps, walks, and treats. Our last pet for the show is Mrs. Reap, has a dog named Ollie. She's a mix. She was rescued from a terrible home and now lives her life with 4 furry siblings. She weighs 55 pounds, but thinks she weighs 10. Join us next week for another episode. I'm Dakota reporting for Eagle News.
Thank you, Dakota, for that amazing episode of Precious Pets. Now we are going to send it over to Emma with today's lunch report.
For today's lunch, we will be having my favorite Philly cheesesteak. You can also get your usual hamburger and cheeseburger or pizza. Don't forget to grab a side of fruit and vegetables of your choice. Drink can be juice or milk. You can also replace your entree with a very delicious sandwich from our Subway. Treat yourself today to an ice cream, cookie, or bag of chips. Now back to Mara and Channing in the newsroom.
Thank you, Emma, for lunch. Now, please stand for the Pledge of Allegiance.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Another new segment for the Friday show is 14 questions with ... And today, Haley, Avery, and Alexis walk the halls and talk to Miss Barnhart. Enjoy the trip with her.
Hey, Miss Barnhart, we're here to ask you a few questions.
Hey, girls.
What's your morning like?
My morning's pretty busy. I mean, I got medicine to give and teachers to help. So,
If you were a breakfast food, what would you be?
I'm sorry, girls, I didn't hear that.
If you were a breakfast food, what would you be?
Oh, I would be an egg.
What's the first thing you do when you get to school?
I make coffee.
What's your spirit animal?
What's my what kind of what's my what kind of animal?
Spirit animal.
My spirit animal. I don't know. My favorite animal is a dog. I don't know what a spirit animal is.
What made you want to be a school nurse?
Well, I'm a school aide, not a nurse. I look like a nurse, though, don't I?
Isn't Mr. Meta your favorite teacher?
Mr. Meta, yes, he's my favorite teacher.
If you were in the school aide, what would you be?
I would be Mr. Meta's aide.
What's the color of success?
I like scarlet.
What else do you do around Hyatt's outside of being an aide?
Well, I come in here and I look for donuts, and there's donuts. But I'll give them to you girls.
How would you describe yourself in 3 words?
How do I what?
Describe yourself in 3 words.
Oh my gosh. I'm old. I'm short. And I'm usually happy.
What's your favorite thing about being a Hyatt's aide?
The kids, the students.
What's your opinion on garden gnomes?
What's my opinion on what?
Garden gnomes.
What's that? I didn't understand what you said.
What's your opinion on garden gnomes?
What is that?
Okay.
It's like a gnome in a garden like that. Like you play.
Oh, the little gnomes.
Tiny, yes.
Yeah.
They're scary. I know I don't do gnomes. No, I don't do gnomes.
What's the first thing you do when you get home?
I take my shoes off and I turn my TV on and I get me something to drink.
Lastly, what quote do you live by?
Oh, look, I got a phone call. Be happy.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay.
We have the This Day in History lady, Emma, here back on the news with us. Okay, each week we try to spotlight a teacher here at Hyatt's in a fun and exciting way. Today's Teacher Spotlight is a special dedicated teacher who supports the Eagle News program 99.9% of the time. Today's terrific staff member is Mr. Nicolosi. Woo! Let's check it out.
Eagles. I'm Addie reporting for Eagle News, and today we're going to go talk to this week's Teacher Spotlight, Mr. Nicolosi.
All right, you want to ask me questions about Mr. Nicolosi? Barf! is fantastic. He does so many different things for us down here in 6th grade and helps to head a lot of different things up. He is always there to give everybody a good laugh.
What's your favorite part about being a teacher?
Being bothered by Eagle News all the time.
Huh? Is this... He always goes, does this work? Is it on?
My favorite part about Hyatt's is just the atmosphere that when you walk in the building.
Of course I'll answer him because I love him. All right, Mr. Nicolosi, he's the silver fox of Hyatt's Middle School, and he will always be that because, well, his hair is not coming back. Like the color, it's not coming back. However, his hair might fall out, so then we'll just call him the bald fox.
And the thing I enjoy most is the conversations that he, Mrs. Vogue and myself, the deep conversations that we have in our meetings. They are amazing.
All Mr. Nicolosi does is watch The West Wing and Friday Night Lights.
It's just it's a great place to teach. You walk in and you know everything's going to be okay.
So, anyways, Mr. Nicolosi is amazing. He teaches in 6th grade. He better never leave because I would be lost without him.
My favorite thing of being a teacher is being able to be around these wonderful students every day. It makes my day. They're the best.
I love you, buddy.
You have a job to do, and it's not always easy because, you know, even though the kids are great, it is pretty stressful at times.
Right here. Always remember DC.
But it is probably the best place to work in the whole district. So just the whole atmosphere of Hyatt's is probably my favorite thing about it.
Mr. Nicolosi is one of a kind and the epitome of education in the Olentangy local schools. No one does it better. You the man.
Thanks, Mr. Nicolosi, for being an amazing teacher. I'm Addie, reporting for Eagle News.
I don't know. You're gonna have to cut this because this is bad. So, all right, you ready to edit this? I'm gonna be serious now.
Action. Is this thing on? It's your fault, Mr. Nicolosi. Mic drop.
We all love Mr. Nicolosi around Hyatt's and especially in Eagle News.
Next up is our award-winning segment called Earth Week from the writers at the Columbus Dispatch. Today we look at the sea urchin population. Check out this report.
Natalie reporting for Eagle News, and welcome to this segment of Earth Week. Today we are going to be talking about the urchin population.
The population of the ravenous purple urchins in parts of the Pacific off California and Oregon have soared 10,000% since 2014, which an Oregon State scientist says has ravaged the kelp forest and other species in the marine environment. The loss of kelp to the ecoderms has created vast urchin barrens, where the kelp was once so thick the boats could not navigate through it. While vast numbers of the urchins are now starving to death on the now empty seabed, the species can go dormant without reproducing and live for years without food. Experts warn this means the kelp forest may never be able to rebound. Scientists say that climate change is a likely factor in the urchin explosion.
Bye, Eagles. I hope you enjoyed this segment of Earth Week, and I hope the scientists can get the urchin population under control.
Thank you. Back at Hyatt's Middle School, our next segment is birthdays. We here at Eagle News want to wish a happy birthday to those who celebrated their birthday this week.
Happy birthday! Happy birthday! That is all for today's show, but we want to end today with a quote for the weekend. The best leaders are those most interested in surrounding themselves with assistants and associates smarter than they are.
They are frank in admitting this and willing to pay for much talents. That's almost all for today's episode. What are the answers and winners to today's trivia?
Hi guys, I got the answers right here. The number one answer is?
Parent for 56 points.
Read all those names.
Okay. Vols, Thompson, Vogue, Frau, Buckerfield, Diekman, Bennett, Burson, Wilson, Voss, Wan,
Natalie, Tori, and Emily.
What? Those guys thought they got the answer too? Mr. Buckerfield, you get 3 times the amount of points for being the only 8th grade teacher to get the trivia right.
The second answer was significant other for 22 points, and Nicolosi and
Mr. Bob.
Hoffmeister got it.
That's Mr. Bob. All right, read the other answers.
Third is children for 11 points, myself for 3 points, best friend for 2 points, and dentist for 2 points.
Thank you, girls.
That's all for the show. My name is Mara.
I'm Channing.
And I'm Emma.
Have an amazing Friday, Eagles. We hope you had a fabulous week and enjoyed the show today. Bye!